Our next speaker is Professor Kelechi and Kelechi Ajumole Ahanonu, my apologies. And Professor Kelechi is from Biafra, West Africa. He is the CEO of Human Voice Ops, and also CEO of Ivory, our organization. And his presentation is on the integral world for self-destruction, our choice. Thank you so much, and Professor.
Thank you so much, Elena, and thanks to everyone that made time to be with us today. I'm going to speak a little bit slower than normal because actually we have translators that's translating to other languages. Yes, if you look at me, you may be wondering, what is this man doing in Europe? My story is very long, but this presentation is not about my story. It's about the story of the world. Everyone knows what is happening. I can show you something right now. You see this? This is how we walk around. And you can see it's not normal. Coronavirus is here. And doctors, scientists all over the world are trying to find a solution. What they think can help humanity get out of this pandemic. In Africa, before this presentation is over, there will be about 60,000 children that will die from preventable diseases and hunger. But this doesn't make headlines. Coronavirus is on the news every day. And you ask yourself why. It kills not only, but mainly people that have preconditions, health problems, like pneumonia or whatever. And it also kills people that do not have enough food to eat. When you're malnourished, you may not be able to fight this coronavirus because of lack of strong immunity. That brings me to my presentation today. I'm going to be focused on two main areas. One is religion, another will be global economy. We Africans were taught by the colonial masters that everything African is primitive and should be discarded. And most of us went to Europe, America to learn how we could make our places better. And when we went to Europe and Africa and America, we found out that it's even worse than in Africa. You may have the money, but you do not have the companion of a family. You may be living like affluent, but depression and disease is also ravaging Europe. And coronavirus has taught us there's no difference between black or white, or which nationality, which passport you carry. Let me go quickly to the point of religion. Religion is good because it taught people, like, love your neighbor as yourself, be kind to one another. But in Africa, we can see that the religion is the tool that has divided us. We say I'm a Christian or a Muslim or any other religion, traditional African belief, and we tend to hate one another. We tend to discriminate. Even when you go to look for a job, the first question they ask you, are you a Muslim or are you a Christian? And your answer will determine if you get a job or not. And we have a solution. in Ivory, which I will get there later. The second point is the global economy. I would like to make it short because it's a very long discussion. How many of you here know that over 12 countries in Africa, with all the diamond and gold and oil they have to sell their products through European markets? Okay. That would be a very long discussion, like I said before. I would like to show you a short video of what the solution is, not talking about the problems all the time, and I will give time for questions and answers. And later I'm going to show you a PowerPoint presentation of what the solution is actually. You may be wondering, how do I know? In Ivory, we are doing research from people from all over the world, and we are confident that we have the solution that will cure this pandemic, that will cure poverty, that will cure hatred and racism. And I'll start by showing this video by sharing my screen. Actually, it's a song. Waking up to a new day, looking for some. If it feels that you lost your way, there's nowhere else to run. A reason, and hold on to your name. Finding love in the season, now loving in vain. Heart, soul, one desire, hope, with one voice, one song, one solution. Like a child, you lift me, you show me the way. Every voice in harmony, together we pray. Try to rise above reason and hold on to your name. Finding love in the season, now loving in vain. One heart, one soul, one desire, one hope, with one voice and one song, with one solution. All for one, all for one, all for one, all for one. Okay. So the question is, what is the solution? You've seen the short video. I created a short PowerPoint also because we don't have much time. And I'm going to go through this PowerPoint. And after, please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Okay. From a scientific point of view, everything has an opposite, good and bad, plus or minus, positive or negative. And for us to create peace for the entire universe, we have to consider something. Because there is darkness and there is a lack of connection with everyone, if we bring the negative and the positive together, it's going to serve like an electric circuit and it will ignite the light. This is a lot of physics. And anything that will prevent the conduction of flow is a disconnection between us. So it does not really matter. You can put it into practice and see for yourself that when you have opposite ideas, it must not really result to conflict. We can find a way where we can resolve all our differences. And we are practicing this in Ivory. As you can see, we have people from all over the world. We are very different. And this is the only way we can get peace in the world. I think United Nations should come to us for some lessons on how to bring peace to the world. I talked about it. If you don't see my screen, please let me know because I cannot see it actually myself. We have what we call the providence and benevolence that resides in the connection between humans. And every human being has the possibility to activate this connection by following certain rules. Because what we think we know, even scientifically, religiously, is only a perception of our reality. Because if you look at the theory of Einstein, it talked about that the observer determines the outcome of the experiment. It's all about the theory. It's relative to me, what is good to me, what is bad to me. Humanity has a choice to make. And we have to make the choice right now. The coronavirus has given us an opportunity also to think. We are all at home right now. It's a time for us to make a choice. What is good and what is bad, not only for me, but for a collective goal of all humanity. If you look around in Italy, they found out that many people, although are very sick, but nature is recovering. Air pollution is the lowest in 50 years or so. And even some animals are coming out that people have never seen for so many years too. This will show us that humanity has been causing a lot of trouble to the global ecosystem. Okay. The solution we have is what I call the hardware and software. That one interconnected system of laws where we have our humanity, the nature we are is the hardware, and the software will be how do we at least try to listen to one another, and then we'll solve the problems we have in the globe. I mentioned earlier light and darkness, and we are going to make the choice of light. There's always pleasure and suffering in the whole world. This is how it is, because we have not been able to understand the core of our problem. And I will tell you that later. It's called egoism. Every scientist can tell you, or psychologist, that when we think about only ourselves, me, everything in the whole world collapses. That's why we have racism, we have problems of pollution, because we don't care, we don't think about other people. What we pollute here in Europe affects people in Africa. But because of time, I'm not going to go deeper into this. We are going to the solution. Why do we have all these problems? And then we're going to ask ourselves some questions. What is the meaning of life? What is the purpose? Is there a proven method that can be used to solve all the problems in the world? Is it possible for us to achieve peace and love in this state? And why is there so much hatred? And why are we not connected? And who can we follow? And actually, what is the truth? A lot of questions come into our minds as a thinking human being. And I'll be open to answer most of your questions when time for questions arrive. Now, we've seen that coronavirus has caused a lot of destruction. Many scientists are even suggesting that there will be a second wave, maybe a third wave. What will happen to humanity then? That's a deep question. We have to choose. Either we destroy ourselves or we find a way to unite and integrate with the method that we are offering. The summary of my presentation will be, I will skip it. We are going to transcend from me to we, and the need to find a method that works like science, and we can experiment what can be produced out of the connections that we have. That will bring me to a short summary, which in Ivry we call it the rules of the round table, where you listen to one another. There's nobody who is superior or inferior. We are all equal, and we are not trying to, when we have a conversation, a discussion, we are not trying to win an argument. We try to find a middle ground. I know many people will be like, this sounds like cliche or it sounds like religious stuff. No, we are not into religion at all. We are in practical science, and it has been proven that it works even before, long time ago. Like in my culture, in Igbo land in Africa, when there is a problem, we come together. The elders come together. Not the political problems like we have today, like the British system, the ancient system. And we discuss everything on the round table. And even before you finish the conversation, everyone talks about a problem, the solution appears. It's a proven method. We call it Ubuntu. And unfortunately, we don't use that anymore. We go to High Court or to the British court to solve our problems. I will stop here and give room for question and answer. Thank you very much. And again, thank you for coming to this presentation and the conference. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Hi, Kelechi, may I ask a question? So in your closing just now, you mentioned Ubuntu, and I recently heard one of our educators, Carrie, talk about this as well. If you could maybe say a few words about this, it sounds really fascinating. Thank you.
Yes, it's very similar to what we have in Ivry about the rules of the workshop. Ubuntu means that what is your problem is my problem. What is your pain is my pain. But it's a little bit not very easy to explain. This is a very simple way of explaining it. It's all about a collective. Mostly women do that, old women, and in families where there are multiple wives. It's a kind of mutual guarantee where you don't talk about me, you talk about we. So you may have all the points and all the arguments to win an argument or to win a case when it comes to Ubuntu, but the collective will decide, which may not be comfortable for you because you are absolutely right. You know, she took your chicken and she ate that chicken. And everyone will tell you, okay, let's think about it. She has eaten your chicken in the farm. What would be the solution right now? She's not going to vomit that chicken. The solution would be maybe she has to go to your farm and work for you for a week, and then you get the money for the chicken back. I'm giving a very simple example. There are much more complicated situations like that. I will be happy to share more about this in the future, because in Ivry, we're going to use international methods from all over the world and see how it works. But another good example of Ubuntu I can tell you is the collection we have right here now. Like you're from originally from Russian-speaking country living in America. We have Professor Ephraim living in Israel, and I'm from Africa. We have people from Ghana. We are here and we are trying to solve how we can redeem humanity from the coronavirus. So when we put all our heads together, definitely the solution will come out, and it may not be very good for one person, but it will be good for everyone. Thank you.